is what I've learned about the tip money anyways. It's slim to unlikely that people even receive tip money. I don't know if you guys have ever know someone that received the tip money, but there's two ways.
Snitches get stitches, Kylie. Snitches get stitches.
So the total reward for this was $60,000. $10,000 was coming from NYPD and Crime Stoppers, and $50,000 was coming from the FBI. So to get the tip money from Crime Stoppers which Crime Stoppers is, I've learned, where all the tip money comes from if you're working with an agency. So I looked into it in Arizona, and this is the same way that you would claim your money. So you call your tip in. It's anonymous, so they don't keep your information. They end up giving you a reference number. And after the conviction of this tip, so the person has to be convicted and in jail for your tip to even be considered for the money.
So hopefully 3 years from now, you might be eligible.
You might be eligible. You're given a reference number, and then you are supposed to call back, and you give them the reference number, and then they start discussing it amongst themselves if you warrant
this is
reward.
Garbage.
Okay. So that's how you get it through Crime Stoppers. If you want to get the reward money through the FBI, it's a little bit more difficult. So same thing, you got to wait for the conviction. So we wouldn't even know. So this person, if they're saying this person, the McDonald's tip or offer, is not receiving the money, they really have no idea because they have to wait till after the conviction.
Which could take 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah. But once the conviction happens, someone within the FBI agency then has to nominate the person who gave the tip. So the nomination has to come from within the agency.
The frickin' big idiots here. This agency is just a disaster.
You can't self-nominate. You can't have a family call in and say, hey, Kylie nominated a friend. Nothing. It has to come from within the FBI agency. And then it goes to an integrity review panel, and they decide if it's ethical and legal to give this person the tip money. And then after they determine if it is, then it'll go to the Secretary of State, and the Secretary of State makes the final decision if you get the
there
money.
Are 17 employees.
The Secretary of State makes it?
The Secretary of State. So this would, if this happens,
there are 17 employees in that chain Doge needs to fire. Right there.
Yeah.
Right there we found.
This is like a light bulb joke. How many FBI agents does it take to do the FBI joke?
Yeah, so if this crime happened in Arizona, it would go to Adrian Fontes at the end, and he would determine if, let's say I was the tipper, if I would get the money in the end.
So how